There are 8 cards in Clash Royale which casual players find broken, but pros, they actually laugh at these cards. In this video, we'll understand why casuals fear these 8 cards, but pros consider them trash. So
it better be the wizard in there. No troll. I'm looking at this, bro. Now looking at whatever, bro. Right.
So starting off the list, we have the Electro Giant. This card has received significant hate from the community over the years. But why? Well, the issue with Electro Giant is its mechanics. Casuals find it difficult to counter him because he destroys any close-range troop.
Every casual has mini P.E.K.K.A in their freaking thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You're capping, bro. You're capping.
Himself. A lot of casual players suck at building their decks, so they don't even include any buildings or ranged cards. If your deck doesn't have such cards, of course you'll have a hard time against the Electro Giant. What casuals will do is just stack their troops together to try and kill the Electro Giant. This, obviously, is a stupid play. The Electro Giant reflects back damage, and your troops will be wiped out if you place them close to him. This automatically makes medium damage troops and swarms a bad choice against him. So, what can you do to counter him? Pros find it easy to counter the Electro Giant because they run a variety of ranged cards and buildings. Use a building to pull away the Electro Giant and use a ranged card to deal damage to it. Make sure you place the building and the ranged card far away from each other. Electro Giant decks run lightning, and if you place your cards close to each other, lightning can destroy them easily. So force your opponent to choose what card to drop his lightning on. Additionally, heavy damage dealing troops like P.E.K.K.A, Prince or Mini P.E.K.K.A do quite well against the Electro Giant too. Fisherman is a very underrated card to counter the Electro Giant. He can pull the Electro Giant towards the King Tower, which can be a game changer.
Lock in. We need Fisherman in our deck. If this is what it does for this is a beatdown killer. This is a beatdown killer, bro. Right here, this is a beatdown killer.
Moment. Here's an interesting thing. We know that Electro Giant is actually bad in this meta. Still, he has a 48% win rate on regular Trophy Road. But when it comes to the top 200 players, that win rate drops to 43%. This clearly shows how pros are able to counter the Electro Giant pretty easily as compared to casuals. But wait, these stats get even more unbelievable for our next card on the list. The next card casuals complain about the most is the Hog Rider. I'm not trying to say the Hog
Rider, hold on. Hog Rider is not even bad, bro. Hold on. Lock in. I just gotta look at like an assignment from my PAT picture. One page, I'm not like, bro. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Rider is a bad card by any means or whatever, but the way casuals exaggerate about this card, you would think he has the hit points of a golem and damage of a P.E.K.K.A. It's annoying to hear these complaints because the Hog Rider is actually the most balanced win condition in Clash Royale. Ever since 2017, he hasn't received even a single balance change. This is quite remarkable for a win condition, to be honest. You know what else is considered remarkable? Smashing that like and subscribe button. It's not like the Hog Rider is way too difficult to counter. I mean, there are a lot of cards you can use to counter him. Buildings counter him easily. Tornado shuts him down. Heavy damage troops like Mini P.E.K.K.A and the P.E.K.K.A can prevent him from getting any shots on the tower. Swarms are effective too, as long as your opponent doesn't have a spell in cycle. Some cards I'm gonna reveal further are great counters to the Hog Rider as well, especially the number 1 card. Apart from those, some of the best evolutions in the game actually hard counter him too, like the Valkyrian Cannon. With so many counters, it's really unfair to say that the Hog Rider is a broken card. For instance, Hog decks are rarely dominant in the meta. They are consistent, but not dominant by any means. If you look at the stats of the Hog Rider, the difference between the pros and casual is massive. On regular ladder, the Hog Rider has a use rate of 23%, with a win rate of 54%. But on the other hand, in top 200 ranked ladder, the use rate falls down to 9% and the win rate declines to 49%.
People don't use like Hog Rider? What do people use then?
This is a clear indication that casuals overrate the Hog Rider a lot. He's not a tough card to counter on his own, but if I'm being real, the problem is not really with the Hog Rider, but with a card that is paired with him a lot, and that card happens to be next on our list. The next card mid-ladder players find the hard...
Are you struggling in your calculus class? Do you have a hard time understanding your instructor? Do you wish there was a
hardest to counter is the Firecracker. So, from what I've seen, the players who complain the most about the Firecracker are the ones who don't run
I'm not gonna lie, why do you not run the spell, bro? Like, the only way to counter a Firecracker is a spell.
In your deck, and I do understand that without arrows, she can be a really annoying card to deal with. But here's the thing, more than often, it's because of a player's own mistakes which allows the Firecracker to get insane value. For example, if you're dumb enough to not space out your cards, the Firecracker can literally wipe out all your troops instantly. Her burst damage is way too high, which is why you want to avoid placing troops close to each other at all costs. The evolved Firecracker is even more annoying because her sparks continue to deal damage for some extra seconds. Secondly, a lot of players miss an opportunity to activate their King Tower with a Firecracker. I mean, why would you not...
that's not a way that it's not broken, bro. Guys?
Do that if you get the chance.
I don't think he's
and finally, players will place their troops right in front of their towers, despite knowing that the opponent has a Firecracker. Of course the opponent will be able to get burst damage on your tower by placing the Firecracker on the bridge then. I personally hate the Firecracker and find her extremely annoying, but I do think that in most cases, the reason you're losing against Firecracker decks is because of your dumb plays and not the Firecracker herself. I mean, the evolved Firecracker has a 9% use rate on ladder with a 46% win rate on regular ladder. But in top 200, the card sucks. It has a nearly 0% use rate. If you're having trouble against the Firecracker, perhaps you need to adapt your gameplay style against her. And most importantly, you need to have some sort of counter in your deck for her. What deck are you running in Clash Royale right now? The next...
I'm running... Hold on, I can literally show you guys.
Do you want patata avec sauce ou bien avec du?
I don't want any. I don't want any.
Hein?
I don't want any.
Vous pas voulez une même? So à manger jeudi.
Later.
Hein?
Later.
Pita?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can literally show you guys what deck I run right now. Watch this. This is my deck, bro. Only OGs remember when I used to stream without a camera and was freaking playing Clash Royale, bro.
card that is most hated by the casuals are the Elite Barbarians. Every time I see someone crying about how broken Elite Barbarians are, I can't help but laugh. The card costs 6 elixir. 6! And it can be easily countered by countless low elixir cards. Therefore, you're basically always going into a negative elixir trade if you play them. How is that broken? The hate for overleveled Elite Barbarians is justified. But if they are of a similar level as your cards, and you're still losing, then you just...
I can't, like, every time I hear about Barbarians, I have to tell you guys about the 2016, bro, incident, bro. Yo, 2016, you run into Barbarians, you had to throw your phone away, bro. You just had to throw your phone, like, straight at the wall, so smashing with a hammer, right? And I was one of these players that was using this deck, so I would never throw my phone, I would usually win. I was top ladder back then.
They are easily countered by swarms, heavy damage dealing units, and then can be easily distracted. A very common mistake I've seen players make versus Elite Barbarians is that they use the same counters for them again and again. This can make it really easy for your opponent to predict your counters with a spell, so always keep changing the way you counter the Elite Barbarians and also where you place your units. This will ensure you don't get a prediction spell dropped on your units right away. Always look for positive trades to counter the Elite Barbarians and be cautious of what spells your opponent is using. Elite Barbarians on defense can kill your push quickly, so you need to make sure you have enough support behind your tanks. Drop a big spell on them if necessary, and if you're playing a cycle deck, your main job should be to outcycle them as much as possible. On regular ladder, the Elite Barbarians have a 5% use rate and a 52%...
Damn, bro, who's winning with Elite Barbarians, bro?
win rate, but only 2% of
Like,
the decks in the top 200 feature the elite barbarians, and they have a weak
wait, top 200? That's 200 people, bro. Yo, I'm not crediting these stats, bro. I'm not credit top 2,000 at least, bro. Yo, 200, bro. Those are only pros, bro. Stop
win
trolling.
rate of 48%. Clearly, pros know that the elite barbarians suck and they're just too easy to counter. In fact, they are
bro.
countered by our next overrated card on the list. The next card mid-ladder players love to glaze is the Witch. Now, I'm not talking
Did bro just say glaze?
The next card mid-ladder players love to glaze is the Witch. Now, I'm not talking about the evolved Witch, because, well, she's kinda okay, but the regular Witch, she's just terrible. Her skeletons get wiped out instantly by small spells, and she herself is vulnerable to spells. For a 5 elixir card to be this weak against spells is just unfair. The reason why casuals find her broken is because they use a ton of single target cards like Prince, Mini P.E.K.K.A., Elite Barbarians, etc. Casuals will use these cards because they are attracted by how much damage they deal, but these cards hit slow and are very easy to take care of. The Witch is a big counter to such cards because of her continuous spawning of skeletons. If you're running single target cards, you always need to pair them with spells. Because if you don't, you're 100% losing to the Witch. Then don't come crying to Reddit and complain about the Witch being overpowered.
Supercell, nerf the Witch. She is so overpowered, but buff Elixir Golem, please. Supercell, I can't stand the Witch. She's so strong and stuff like that. What do I do against her with my single target cards like Prince? I thought it was OP. Stop lying. Supercell and ban the Witch from the game. Night Witch is harder. Anyways, I quit Clash Royale forever. Goodbye. This game is pay to win. He's not lying. If this game's pay to win, that was the only thing he's not lying about in bad law.
Howard, she's nowhere near broken. In fact, she's one of the worst cards in the game. On offense, she is no threat. Her damage is low and her skeletons are useless. On defense, she gets taken out by spells which also damage your tower. For 5 elixir, cards like Executioner or Archer Queen do a much better job and fare better.
Yo, look at how
cards like Executioner or Archer.
Look how chopped this guy is, bro. This guy looks like he has his mouth wired shut, bro. Look. Yo, don't care, bro. Don't care. He looks like this, bro. Like, look at him, bro. Yeah, look at this guy, bro. Like, no hate to X. X is
much better job and fare better against big spells. To be honest, the amount of players that use the Witch is just
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms.
Insane to me. Despite her being so terrible, over 16% players use her on regular ladder, and she has a 54% win rate. But amongst the top 200 players, she has a less than 1%.
What the fudge, yo? I'm not gonna lie, bro. These guys are only Goblin Giant users.
Use rate and only a 46% win rate. The difference is actually unreal.
Yo, you're using top 200, and these are only pros, bro. Pros are gonna use meta decks, bro. They're never gonna try to freaking make their own deck. Yo, let me. What percentage of pros? What percentage of pros use homemade decks? In Clash AS. There's no, see, like, there's literally no specific percentage, bro. Highly optimized proven meta decks to maximize your wins is like homemade decks are virtually impossible to find in competitive. Exactly. There's no, like, creativity, bro. They're gonna find a good deck, bro. They're gonna build a good deck. It's gonna become meta, bro. If you can't, like, prove, like,
mid-ladder players need to stop using the Witch so much. But if there is one card that people glaze even more than the Witch, it's the next card on our list. The next card.
Bro. The Wizard, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. The Wizard better be, like, assassinated, bro.
What casuals love to complain about the most is the wizard.
Yo.
For some
Holy moly, this nigga is chopped. Look at that nigga's cranium, bro. Holy moly. Let me put 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 5 fingers on this forehead, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm the biggest wizard hater,
like
bro.
no other. According to them, this is the best card in Clash Royale, as it can counter literally everything. Do you know how many players use the evolved wizard on regular ladder? 17%. But in top 200?
No,
Not
nobody's
even
using
1% of the players use them.
with
Why?
ladder, bro.
Because it just outright sucks.
Yeah, it does
For
suck,
5
bro. Mini
elixir,
Pekka
you're
literally-
getting a unit that does decent splash damage, but is also fragile, that a simple fireball and poison can wipe him out. If you see someone complaining about the wizard, it's most likely because they placed
suck.
10 elixir worth of troops at the same spot, and the wizard just destroyed them single-handedly. You see how dumb that is? And as dumb as this may sound, I can assure you that a vast majority of casuals make this mistake. If you know that
Yeah,
you're facing
stop overcommitting, bro. Stop overcommitting. Not even gonna lie, bro. I think it was literally like one of my like 2 first beginning streams, bro. And literally like I was playing Clash Royale, bro. Like the beginning of Clash Royale streams, right? Like when I was like speaking, like when I like decided, yo, this is the marathon we're making it to Arena 21, right? Then like, bro, I think there was literally a guy that made me like build like a 3 Musketeer deck. And he showed me, bro, yo, if you keep overcommitting, bro, you're good. It's GG's, bro. There's no, like, game.
heavy
You know what I mean?
splash damage dealing cards. Why on earth would you group your troops together? The
Yep.
wizard is a troop which becomes the best card in the game if your opponent sucks. But if you face even a half-decent player,
Yeah, bro,
you're completely
yeah,
cooked. Think about it. He sucks against most win conditions. He slows down your cycle because he costs a whole 5 elixir.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Why
lie. Wizard costing 5 elixir, bro. Lower it down to 4, bro. Or 3, maybe.
even use him when
Nah,
other
four,
ranged
four.
cards
No,
like
don't.
Musketeer,
Don't do that.
Ice Wizard, Magic Archer, or the Executioner just do his job better. On defense, he provides free spell value and literally gets countered by 4 elixir spells. On offense, let's just say that if you're letting a wizard get a shot on your tower, then your defense is just terrible. The wizard
gonna lie,
would have been the
defense is
most
terrible.
hated card amongst the casuals, if it weren't for the next card on our list. Next up, we have
Mega
the
Knight, please, bro. Please be Mega Knight. And I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Mega Knight deserves all the hate. Literally all the hate.
regular Mega Knight, who, without doubt, is the most hated card amongst casuals. Not a day goes by without someone complaining about the Mega Knight on social media. And it's really funny to me because the regular Mega Knight is one of the easiest cards to counter in Clash Royale. Once again, the reason why casuals
This
find
gotta
it
be rage bait,
overpowered
right?
is because it destroys their push instantly. Well, obviously it will if you squish all your troops together. If you know your opponent has a
No,
Mega
no,
Knight in
this gotta
cycle,
be rage
perhaps
bait,
just
right?
be patient and not rush in on offense. One of the biggest issues mid-ladder players face is to counter the Mega Knight on defense, and a lot of it comes down to bad placements. To counter the Mega Knight on defense,
Right.
your best chance is to pull it towards the center using a mini tank so that both your towers can target him. Mini
Bro,
tanks
why
like
do I
Knight,
have to, like, almost overcommit to the like?
Valkyrie, and Mini Pekka can easily shut him down on defense. Buildings
I literally
do
have
fine
Mini
against
Pekka
him, but
only in my
don't rely
team
on them
because, like,
alone. You can
bro,
also
he's a
use a
tank
mini
killer,
tank
bro.
plus ranged
And
card
Mega
to
Knight, bro,
counter him, and
you're
obviously
never
heavy
winning
hitters
against me
like
again,
Pekka
bro.
or Prince
If, like,
are
bro,
great
somebody
counters
puts
to
Mega
him.
Knight down,
While
bro.
I agree that overleveled Mega Knights can be a lot harder to counter, remember that with proper card placements, you should be able to deal with him. He's incredibly weak on his own, which is why pros hardly use his regular version. Mostly, you will always see them running the evolved version. The regular Mega Knight has a horrible 36% win
I'm
rate.
not gonna lie, bro. Like, yo, your win condition is not the evolution, bro. That makes no sense, yo. See, I don't want to give you like guys misinformation, bro. 95%, 70% of the time, your win condition is going to be the evolved version of it. And why is Mega Knight a win condition? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Decks are literally using Mega Knight as a win condition, man. He's not a win condition. Why is he acting like one? Like, P.E.K.K.A, you can easily counter that. That's not, like, reliable to get damage. Mega Knight.
In top 200 ranked, but on regular ladder, his win rate skyrockets to 56%. But
He has 36 on top 200. These are pros using this guy, bro. You place it down. Oh my
ranked,
lord,
but
bro.
on
Like,
regular
no,
ladder,
no, bro.
his win rate
I'm not even gonna lie,
skyrockets to
bro.
56%, which clearly shows how casuals find it difficult to counter him. And as the most overrated card amongst the casuals, we have the Skeleton
Absolutely nobody cares about the skeleton army. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
Army. 20% of casuals use this card, and I'm unable to understand why. It gets countered by every small spell, you literally have better options in guards and goblin gang, and you're still using the skeleton army? If you are running the skeleton army in your deck, that's a clear sign that your deck sucks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
But
lie. Why are you using the
do you
skeleton
know
army,
that there
bro?
are 20 other signs which can reveal whether your deck is actually good or not? To know
Alright, bro. Thank you guys for watching this video, bro. Of course, like, I might upload this to YouTube, yeah, of course. And, bro, I'm not even gonna lie, Mega Knight, bro, the only one that I disagree with, bro. Yo, 36%, yo, I swear, somebody can be so bad at the game, bro, and it just makes you so average, bro. You can be bad at the game and it makes you average. If you're average, you're good at the game, bro. I've never seen such a goofball, bro. This guy's like a broken card. Kill this card, bro. Make it like the Void, bro. Kill this card. Please. Bro, like, I'm not even, like, I don't even want to complain. Like, bro, I'm using P.E.K.K.A. Like, I know, like, everybody's hating on P.E.K.K.A, but, bro, Mega Knight is a whole different story, bro. Please, bro, kill this card. Bro, I'll take my P.E.K.K.A, and you guys can kill my P.E.K.K.A and kill this card. Kill this card and P.E.K.K.A, I don't care. P.E.K.K.A is literally my favorite card, and I'm sacrificing P.E.K.K.A for this card, bro. This card, it would be a beautiful sacrifice, bro. Sacrifice would be, like, freaking taken. You know what song we'll start playing, bro? Fudge. See, like, I was getting... Okay, never mind. Yep. Just, the video's over. The video's over.